What's up? Welcome back. Today we're in chapter 21 of Proverbs, and the title of that text is A Gift in Secret, starting at verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. Verse 2. Sometimes a man is a poor judge of his own actions because, unlike God, he ignores or justifies his motives. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. A high look and a proud heart and the plowing of the wicked is sin. Verse 4. This Hebrew word for plowing could also be translated unplowed tillage. Just as an unplowed field produces weeds, high look and a proud heart, immodesty and lack of restraint produces sin. In contrast, a commandment and teaching guide the righteous. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of everyone that is hasty only to want. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. The robbery of the wicked shall destroy them, but because they refuse to do judgment. Verse 7. Destroy can also mean catch, as fish are caught in a dragnet. In Habakkuk 1:15. The way of man is froward and strange, but as for the pure, his work is right. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. Verse 9. Houses in ancient Israel had flat roofs, and it was possible to build a shelter on them in 2 Kings 4:10, or to sleep there in the summer. However, the inside of the house was better. The soul of the wicked desireth evil. His neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. When the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise, and when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked, but God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. Verse 11. He in the second part of this verse could refer to the simple, who first becomes wiser, then receiveth knowledge. Whoso stoppeth his ear at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. A gift in secret pacifieth anger, and a reward in the bosom strong wrath. It is joy to the just to do judgment, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. He that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich. Verse 17. Wine and oil were blessings from God in Deuteronomy 7:13, as was pleasure in Psalms 21:6. But when God's blessings are pursued without God, they become vices. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for the upright. Verse 18. One should not conclude from this proverb that sinners somehow pay the debt for the godly. In fact, Christ, the sinless one himself, paid for the sins of all in Psalms 49:7-9. While this does not explain the means of salvation, it does express the outcome. The righteous go free, and the transgressors will be punished. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. Verse 19. An angry person annoys another, causes grief and aggravation, and expresses displeasure. There is treasure to be desired and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. Verse 20. To spend up is literally to gulp down. The wise person accumulates valuable savings, but the foolish man spends his income as fast as it is produced. He that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness and honor. A wise man scaleth the city of the mighty, and casteth down the strength of the confidence thereof. Verse 22. Those who trust in strength of confidence have unfounded faith. A wise person can overcome the most formidable obstacles. Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. Verse 23. To keep one's mouth is the opposite of opening it. Proud and haughty scorner is his name, who dealeth in proud wrath. Verse 24. Pride is the key to the character of the scorner. The desire of the slothful killeth himself, for his hands refuse to labor. He coveted greedily all day long, but the righteous giveth and spareth not. Verse 25 through 26. The slothful person has a selfish desire that is unfilled because he is too lazy. He will experience physical and spiritual death. Righteous people are generous, yet contented. The sacrifice of the wicked is abomination. How much more when he bringeth it with a wicked mind? Verse 27. God hates hypocrisy, but even much more when there is a plan to harm others. In 2 Samuel 15, 7 through 13. A false witness shall perish, but the man that heareth speaketh constantly. Verse 28. The person who heareth could be one who paid attention to the report of a crime so that he could give accurate secondhand testimony, or it could be the accused person who listened to a false witness against him and then gave a good rebuttal. A wicked man hardened his face, but as for the upright, he directed his way. Verse 29. To harden one's face is to act brazenly or arrogantly in Daniel 11:12. There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord. The horse prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord. Verse 30 through 31. A horse is an example of human understanding, military technology that cannot succeed apart from God's will in Psalms 20, verse 7.